President-elect Donald Trump has made bold commitments to the American people, vowing to take decisive action against undocumented immigrants by enforcing their removal from the United States. He aims to transform the federal government and implement substantial tariffs, which, while potentially raising prices, promise to strengthen American manufacturing. Trump has assured citizens that he will boost their paychecks, lower electricity bills, and reduce gas prices, delivering tangible benefits to families. He has also engaged with his campaign supporters on critical topics, including oil drilling, cryptocurrency, space exploration, and advancements in artificial intelligence. By labeling his political opponents the enemy from within, he emphasizes the urgency of his agenda. Furthermore, he insists that those in Congress who scrutinized the January 6, 2021, Capitol riot deserve accountability. Trump proposes to streamline the federal workforce and lift burdensome environmental regulations, aiming to foster an environment where businesses can thrive and Americans can prosper. 1. Immigration. Carry out mass deportations. Trump has stated he will launch the largest domestic deportation operation in American history. A 2024 Republican platform calls for targeting millions of undocumented immigrants. 2. Restore the Remain in Mexico program. Trump has expressed his intention to quickly reinstate a program requiring tens of thousands of migrants seeking asylum in the United States to wait for their hearings in Mexico. This led to thousands of asylum seekers setting up camps on the border during his first term. 3. Reinstate a travel ban. This policy, which Trump implemented during his first administration, restricted travel to the United States from several majority Muslim countries and others. 4. End birthright citizenship for U.S.-born children of certain non-citizens. Trump argues that ending birthright citizenship, which many legal scholars say is guaranteed by the 14th Amendment, will disincentivize people from coming to the United States to give birth or to remain illegally. 5. Cut federal funding to cities that don't cooperate with deportations. Trump's advisors are exploring ways to withhold funds from cities that refuse to participate in deportation efforts. 6. Institute the automatic death penalty for migrants who kill American citizens. Trump has promised this to rally attendees, including during an event in October in Aurora, Colorado, where he promoted false claims that a Venezuelan gang had taken over an apartment complex there. 7. Complete the border wall between the U.S. and Mexico. Trump has pledged to build the wall, which was not completed during his first term. His campaign asserts that the remaining construction can be finished quickly and at a low cost. 8. Economy. Impose tariffs on goods from other nations. Trump has proposed tariffs of at least 10% on all imports and a 60% tariff on goods from China. In November, he mentioned implementing tariffs of 25% on goods from Mexico and Canada, and 10% on Chinese imports, on his first day in office. 9. End inflation. Reducing prices has been a top campaign promise for Trump, who has also pledged to cut Americans' energy bills in half and lower gas prices, frequently citing a price of $1.87 per gallon. 10. Cut taxes. Trump has vowed to cut taxes by more than $7 trillion over 10 years. The centerpiece of these changes would be to extend the tax law he approved during his first term, much of which is set to expire in 2025. 11. Eliminate taxes on tips and overtime. These changes could benefit some workers, but economists indicate that not taxing tips would not assist the majority of low-income Americans. 12. Promote cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency companies and investors supported Trump's campaign, and he has promised to make the United States the crypto capital of the planet. He has vowed to adopt proposals written by industry insiders, and the Republican platform states that it will keep crypto transactions free from government surveillance and control. 13. Defense. Pursue an isolationist policy. Trump favors what he describes as an America First approach to foreign and trade policy. This includes limiting imports, building an Iron Dome air defense system over the United States, and ensuring the U.S. military does not become entangled in foreign wars. He has deviated from isolationism in recent weeks. 14. End the wars in Ukraine and the Middle East. Trump has stated that he will bring a swift conclusion to the conflict in Ukraine, possibly under conditions that would require Kyiv to cede significant territory to Russia, and has threatened severe consequences if the militant group Hamas does not release hostages taken during its October 2023 attacks on Israel before he takes office. Recently, Israel and Hamas reached a hostage and ceasefire agreement after more than 15 months of violence in Gaza. 15. Target diversity initiatives in the military. Trump and his advisors have promised to reverse what they describe as woke policies affecting the U.S. military, criticizing efforts to mandate diversity training and to allow service by transgender troops. His potential pick for Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth has also stated that women should not be permitted to serve in combat roles, even if they meet the required standards. 16. Military action against Mexican drug cartels. Trump has proposed using military assets to wage war on drug cartels. He has indicated that he would carry out strikes if Mexico does not straighten it out really fast. 17. Education. Elimination of the Education Department ***. Trump aims to dismantle the Department of Education, fulfilling a long-standing conservative goal. He has baselessly claimed that the department's employees hate our children. He proposes transferring some of its responsibilities to other federal agencies. The department is responsible for enforcing civil rights laws, administering funding programs for low-income children and those with disabilities, and overseeing the federal student loan program. 18. Cutting federal funding for schools. Trump has pledged to cut federal funding to schools that promote what Republicans label as critical race theory or radical gender ideology. This could include schools that provide support to transgender students or teach about racism in the United States. He has also suggested revoking accreditation from universities perceived by his administration as tolerating anti-Semitic propaganda. Trump plans to replace current government accreditors with those who will require schools to endorse conservative values to receive funding. 19. Policies targeting transgender issues. Trump has campaigned on the need to eliminate transgender insanity from schools, using this rhetoric more as a political tool than a policy platform. He has vowed to ban transgender athletes from participating in women's sports in schools. His administration is expected to argue that policies allowing transgender students access to bathrooms, locker rooms, and sports teams violate Title IX, the law prohibiting sex discrimination in federally funded schools. Recently, the House passed legislation to codify this interpretation, potentially resulting in schools that allow transgender girls and women to compete losing federal funding. 20. Funding for school vouchers. Trump has promised to support school choice programs, which provide taxpayer funds to parents for private school expenses. 21. Environmental policy changes. Trump has committed to rolling back numerous regulations intended to reduce air pollution, combat climate change, and protect endangered species. He has also pledged to eliminate federal policies that promote electric vehicle adoption. 22. Expansion of oil and gas production. As oil and gas executives contributed significantly to his campaign, Trump's slogan has been "Drill, baby, drill." He intends to increase oil and gas drilling on federal lands and waters, resume new liquefied natural gas exports, and remove regulations governing oil, natural gas, and coal production. 23. Withdrawal from the Paris Climate Agreement. During his first term, Trump withdrew the United States from the Paris Climate Agreement, which aims to limit global warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius, 2.7 degrees Fahrenheit, above pre-industrial levels. Although Biden rejoined the agreement, Trump has pledged to withdraw again. 24. Reducing healthcare and prescription drug costs. Trump has stated that he has concepts of a plan to replace the Affordable Care Act, aims to repeal the 2010 law if the party devises a plan that offers lower costs and better care. 25. Protection of Social Security and Medicare. Trump has promised not to cut either program while also vowing to eliminate what he describes as waste within the agencies overseeing Medicare and Medicaid. 26. Abortion legislation. Trump's campaign has indicated that he will not sign a national ban on abortion, leaving such decisions to state legislatures. 27. Making IVF accessible. Trump has committed to ensuring that the costs of in vitro fertilization, IVF, are covered by the government or insurance. 28. Restructuring the federal government. The new administration and its allies plan to implement mass job cuts in the federal workforce and reduce federal spending by hundreds of billions of dollars. This effort will be led by tech billionaire Elon Musk and pharmaceutical founder Vivek Ramaswamy, likely facing legal challenges. The proposals may include closing certain departments, moving others out of Washington, enforcing a return-to-office mandate, diminishing federal employee union power, and converting thousands of career civil servants to at-will employees who can be dismissed and replaced with political loyalists. 29. Changes to voting requirements. Trump seeks to require identification and proof of citizenship for voting. He also advocates for conducting elections exclusively through same-day voting, eliminating absentee and mail-in voting, as well as early voting and electronic voting kiosks, even though he occasionally promoted mail-in voting during the campaign.